There is a wise proverb: don't spit against the wind. Almost 20 years have passed since the media launched a monstrous lie. On television, Pimanov was the first to voice this false information in the program Man and Law. Many journalists and bloggers then picked up on this information without checking it or thinking about the consequences for themselves. Taking advantage of the fact that for any person a terrorist act is a sole subject, the media use special methods of presenting material that are based on the psychology of viewer perception. These techniques allow to slander, condemn, displease listeners and viewers and the like. The text and the material are constructed in such a way that, as a result, the perceiver has a negative impression of the person in question. The facts are distorted and presented in such a light that it causes an inadequate attitude to the real situation of the affairs, as well as the imposition of an emotional perception of information beneficial to the influencing party. Signs of hidden manipulation in publications, among others, are the fragmentation of a holistic factual picture, removal from context, mixing of information and opinion, covering with authority, activation of stereotypes. All these methods are still used today because, among other things, they actively manipulate the mass consciousness. Slander is spread in a negative, derogatory form that allegedly Grigory Grabovoy and his followers were in Beslan, took money and allegedly gave promises to resurrect children killed in a terrorist attack. The mothers of Beslan made numerous statements, gave interviews that nothing like that happened, that this was a wild lie. Letters for defense of the scientist Grigory Grabovoy were sent by mothers and residents of Beslan to the chairman of the Moscow City Court and the editor of the Izvestia newspaper, Mamontov, and the commissioner for human rights in the Russian Federation, Lukin, and the prosecutor general of the Russian Federation, Chaika. From a letter dated April 12, 2006, from the chairperson of the Mothers of Beslan Committee, Susanna Dudieva, to the Commissioner for Human Rights in the Russian Federation, Lukin. Nobody ever took money from us. Moreover, if the Grabovoy Foundation had the opportunity, they paid for our travel and accommodation. But the media, in particular newspapers Izvestia and Komsomolskaya Pravda, television program Man and the Law, had misinformed the entire population of Russia and the world, giving out false, slanderous information about Grigory Grabovoy, that he took money from Beslan mothers, promising them to resurrect their children. This is a wild lie. Why do media continue to lie even now, when we have already stated many times that no one took money from us? Why do media and television deprive people of their legal rights to know true information? Why is an honest, decent person, a world-famous scientist with the gift of clairvoyance, and thanks to this making predictions and saving people, slandered and imprisoned? These appeals and letters are publicly available on the internet at druk.ru. From the interview with the chairperson of the Mothers of Beslan Committee, Susanna Petrovna Dudieva, which was filmed by Central Television channels in the building of the Moscow City Court on 15 October 2008. And now I want to say that Grigory Petrovich had never visited Beslan, had never promised to resurrect our children. And I want to say that this blown up case, with the use, or I should say, with the involvement of the Beslan events, is very shameful for Russia and for the entire judicial system. It is shameful for the prosecutor's office. I want to say this one more time for the knowledge of all people that this is a vile slander. It is very shameful, very disgusting to accuse a person mixing all this with the events in the slum. No TV channel has shown this interview on television. What logs does this video record lie behind so as not to torment conscience? This fragment of the interview has been in public domain since October 22nd, 2008. But some media and bloggers, in pursuit of sensations and a large number of views, don't want to delve into the essence of what is happening. Let's see who they are trying to slander and humiliate. Scientist, Doctor of Physical and Mathematical Sciences, Doctor of Technical Sciences, Grigory Petrovich Grabovoi. All documents and diplomas of Grigory Grabovoi were examined by the court in 2008. The court has found that Grigory Grabovoi has higher education, academic titles and degrees, as well as patented inventions. The court recognized the legitimacy of diplomas and patents, and therefore, by prejudice, the documents of Grigory Grabovoi must be recognized without proof by all officials and government agencies. In addition to scientific developments and discoveries, which he directs to save people, Grigory Grabovoi has unique abilities of controlling clairvoyance and forecasting. He gives precise controlling warning forecasts, which proves the highest level of his extrasensory abilities in the world to receive precise information. This is confirmed by the first volume of the collection of protocols and testimonies, The Practice of Control, The Way of Salvation, published in 1995 by the publishing house Soprichastnost. The first volume contains protocols and testimonies of test pilots, engineers, managers of various ranks, commissions, including international ones, that all of Grigory Grabovoi's forecasts were 100% confirmed. In particular, there are written and video testimonies where pilots confirmed that their lives were saved thanks to the correct focus of Grigory Grabovoi. The second and third volumes of the collection The Practice of Control, The Way of Salvation contain testimonies of people who confirm Grigory Grabovoi's abilities in various fields of application. Diagnostics of machines, rescue from accidents, description of events of different times, control of events, materialization, teleportation, help in restoration of health. These testimonies were written by real people, many of whom are still alive and can confirm their words. Preventing a catastrophe of universal scale. Nuclear weapons and nuclear power pose an enormous danger to all civilization. The current situation is extremely serious, and not only because of the huge stockpiles of nuclear weapons. Nuclear power plants also pose a deadly threat. In 1997, a catastrophe of universal scale was prevented at the Kozloduy NPP in Bulgaria. This was reported in Rossiyskaya Gazeta number 18, established by the government of Russia of January 30, 1998, under the heading Quiet Sensation. An article, Catastrophes for Tomorrow Are Cancelled, was published in this newspaper. The defects identified there by Grigory Petrovich Grabovoi were dangerous because the underground layers under the NPP are characterized by increased electrical conductivity. And if the energy of the explosion in the resulting funnel went deep, then a powerful atomic drain could arise in this place of the Earth. Such a vacuum cleaner would draw the planet's atmosphere into the resulting vent. According to the calculations of the Commission of Scientists, by 2000, this runoff could have scattered the planet into a dust cloud, and it would have been impossible to stop the destructive process with any technical tricks. Those who spread slander, think about it. He saved all the people on planet Earth. He saved everything on Earth, the whole planet. This is only one loud fact about the salvation of the planet. Grigory Grabovoi uses clairvoyance in his practice. This is an irrational technology. In his book, Resurrection of People and Eternal Life from Now On is Our Reality, he writes, with the help of clairvoyance, I have already prevented many catastrophes of global character. These catastrophes couldn't have been prevented by any other means. They couldn't have been prevented by the methods and means of orthodox science. Consequently, as the facts say, it is rational technologies such as clairvoyance, materialization and dematerialization, teleportation, and others that are truly scientific, but above all, of course, it is resurrection. Resurrection of people and generally the restoration of any objects. It is these technologies that are truly scientific. That is the reality. Grigory Grabovoi created the book Resurrection in 2000-2001. This phrase, with the help of clairvoyance, I have already prevented many catastrophes of global character. It is so grandiose and so modest. You understand that these are not just words. His abilities are proved, confirmed by documents, and in particular by many video testimonies of people, real people, who worked with him or turned to him for help. People live and don't even realize how many troubles Grigory Petrovich has saved them from. In March 2007, journalist Larissa Bachanova interviewed Marina Lavrentievna Popovich, first-class test pilot, colonel engineer. With what warmth and respect Marina Popovich spoke about Grigory Petrovich. She confirmed in her interview that Grigory Grabovoi repeatedly saved airplanes and equipment from catastrophes, spoke about his developments used in airports to prevent terrorist attacks. And also, in this interview, she spoke about the fact that she and Grigory Grabovoi discussed the problem of cosmic threats to the planet. The phrase was said, people don't understand the globality of the existing problems. How much time has passed since then? How many disasters and catastrophes he has saved the whole earth from during these years? Grigory Grabovoi is the pride of our country. He should be protected. He should be provided with the best laboratories and factories so that he could implement his developments to save the whole mankind, the whole earth. Perhaps people will still learn some facts of such salvation. But the main thing is not to record negative information. He doesn't do it for the sake of rewards, although I think that grateful mankind will still put many monuments in his honor. But for now, some media outlets and authors of channels on Zen, YouTube, and so on, are consciously and purposefully engaged in slander, which is systematic, has the character of harassment, and serves, in fact, as an information weapon. As a result of the distortion of real circumstances, disinformation, and intimidation of persons who could use the anti-terrorist technologies of Grabovoi occurs. On March 20, 2006, in accordance with existing legal acts, Grigory Petrovich Grabovoi, the author of the technologies of preventive forecasting and safe development, registered in the UN and protected by patents, method for prevention of catastrophes and device for its realization and information carrying system, practically confirmed by thousands of documentary protocols sent to the leaders of all countries of the world, as well as to all interested persons, an open offer to transfer counter-terrorism technologies of the teachings of Grigory Grabovoi to all countries of the world free of charge. On the same day, March 20, 2006, a criminal case was initiated against him. Slander is a criminal offense. This is an offense under Article 121.1 of the Criminal Code of the Russian Federation, slander. Actions aimed at inciting hatred or enmity, as well as humiliating the dignity of a person or a group of persons on the basis of their attitude to religion, as well as belonging to any social group, committed publicly or using the media of information and telecommunications networks, including the Internet, provide for punishment from a fine to imprisonment for up to 5 years, according to Article 282 to the Criminal Code of the Russian Federation. But besides society, those laws that people have come up with, there are also other laws, the fundamental laws of the world, and you will not be able to bypass them. In his lecture, The Teachings of Grigory Grabovoi About God, the System of Action Formation, scientist Grigory Grabovoi speaks about a very important fact that everyone needs to understand. Any negative event or some evil message in the external environment, it still returns to you through, however, in a transformed form, as if in a scattered plan of a general management plan. Therefore, it turns out that there is no sense in the manifestation of a negative action, because the action initially, well, for example, laid down as possibly destructive, still spills out to the expressor of this action in a destructive plan. That is, he will be forced to fight with himself. That is, whatever a person does, everything will come back to him. To make it even clearer, I will give an example on the proverb about the wind, which serves as an allegory here. There is a soft and warm wind, but there is also a hurricane. So, why are you speeding against the wind? Don't hope that it will not affect you. You will have to answer for your slander.